Hi, welcome to Inside the Scary Mind of a Writer, and I'm Adina Leb, the writer. This is episode 101 of my continuing vlog series and podcast series for my name to get out there for name recognition, as well as lend a voice to my characters so you can hear how sarcastic I really want them to be. Romper room moment. Look, I got the cheat sheet. Hi, Alexa. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Sil. Hi, Ray. Hi, Joel. Hi, Joe. Hi, Jay. Hi, Josh. Hi, Amy. Josh, he is out in the wilds of Asheville right now. Very spotty Wi Fi, but he is in the North Carolina forest. I am so envious. Hi, Sam. Hi, other Sam. Other Sam is he's not a retired Marine. He is a Marine, but he is not in the jungles of some wild Camp Pendleton or something. He is in a hot, sticky mess that is New Jersey. But we're glad Sam is here. Hi, Ben. Hi, Evan. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Heather. And hi, Hilly, Jay, and Judy. I forgot to put Judy on this list. Oh my God, she's going to hate me. She's going to tear up my favorite sister card. But anyway, it's been one of those weekends again. Last weekend it was putting on a bumper and my birthday and episode 100. This weekend was kicking the husband out to go golf because he has been putting in 10 and 11-hour days in his office on Zoom conferences doing his job. Things that he would go and do traveling, he is now doing on Zoom. So he's here, but he's not here. If he's in his office 10, 11 hours a day, I get to see him for lunch, and then he's back in there. He needed the time off, so I was cleaning out and repairing the gutters. Second shower today. 93% humidity at 7 o'clock this morning. Have you ever? And it wasn't raining. The sun's shining, the birds are singing, the sky is blue, and it is nearly 100% humidity. So this morning we go out to breakfast and we have Barry with us. Hey, Barry, if you're listening on the podcast or you're listening to this video, hi. Anyhow, if y'all recall months and months and months ago, I made the conspiracy theory accusation that the Chinese created the COVID virus to take out their old people. Their old people are useless, just killing time, take it out, take them out, and now you have all these resources available for the next generation. And I said this to a few people, and they just rolled their eyes and looked at me like I had lost my mind. This morning, Barry's telling us about how he read a paper or an article or listened to a podcast about this notable guy, Sebastian something or other, saying the exact same thing I said months ago. I talked about this. If you recall, I think it's like episode 50, 60. I talked about something I call the Cassandra Syndrome. In the Greek mythology, Cassandra was given the ability to see the future if she would trade her cookies with Apollo. And after she got what she wanted, she told Apollo, kick rocks, bitch, you ain't getting these. And he said, fine, nobody believes you. So when the Greeks brought the horse to Troy, and Troy thought they were getting a really big statue, and the Greeks overran Troy. Cassandra was going around telling everybody, look, don't trust that horse. Look, there's people in there. Look, you're killing us. Nobody listened to her. And the rest is history. So Cassandra Syndrome. Nobody was listening to me, and then turn around and they start copying exactly what I was saying. What does that tell you? I was ahead of my time. Oh, we're doing the pink lemonade today. Mike's hard watermelon lemonade. Because 2 showers in one day because of the situation outside. Speaking of situations, this week's research. The book is set in 1944, Norma's story. I still don't have a title for it, but I don't think it's going to be Norma's story because this is only little bits and pieces of her life. And Norma has had such a rich and wonderful life that I could write 16 books and not capture everything that she's done. But this is just a little smidgen out of her life, and it's loosely based on her activities. So in the book, it's based in 1944, right around the time of D-Day. As a matter of fact, I do bring up D-Day in the story. Also historically noteworthy of the South is George Stinney Jr. George Stinney Jr. was the youngest person to ever have been convicted of murder in the United States and executed. 70 years later, the conviction is vacated, but the poor child's already dead. And when you read the transcripts and how everything was done, you'll realize he was railroaded. And the person who actually did kill these two little girls that he was convicted of killing, he's died. And so going after what are they going to do with things from the Spanish Inquisition, dig up his grave and try his bones? No. But the conviction was vacated, so George Stinney Jr. is no longer the youngest convicted murderer that's been executed in the United States, which is sad to say. Just the whole executing a child is wrong. I am researching the first time petechial hemorrhage was listed on a medical examiner's report. Petechial hemorrhaging, if you don't know, if you've never watched CSI, NCIS, any of these, is little bursted blood vessels that can be in the eyes, elsewhere on the body, in the face, that are indicators that somebody has been strangled or their airway has been manually obstructed in such a way that these blood vessels burst. So I'm trying to find the first time a medical examiner's report ever said petechial hemorrhaging. And I keep running into D-Day, George Stinney Jr. Yeah, so I insist that my details be accurate. My timelines are accurate. I don't put in too much detail though, because I want the readers to be able to formulate things on their own. But we're in such a time skew for 1944 to now. Ballpoint pens. I talked about this a little bit ago. Everybody who's listening to this, everybody who's watching it, whatever, you've always had about ballpoint pens, unless you're in your 80s. Ballpoint pens were commercially manufactured in 1945. For that, you used fountain pens. And that little detail, I need to put that in there because that is something historical. But at the same time, I don't want to give too many details like fountain pen leaking, filling your fountain pen every day. In the waves back in 1944, the women in the Navy, they wore bobby socks or hosiery. And these are the details that need to be put in there because they're relevant to their day-to-day living. Whoever said being a writer was easy has never been a writer. On that note, I'm going to go back to drinking my hard lemonade, and I am going to be still researching, and God rest poor George Stinney's soul. And the person who actually killed those little girls, I hope they're roasting on a spit in hell. This has been Adina Lev inside the scary mind of a writer. Thumbs up, you like it. Thumbs down, you don't. Drop me a line. I would love to have a conversation with somebody. COVID awareness. Y'all be safe out there. Bye.